Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm back at it again in here for another video for you guys for today. And today, yes, I am in here for my TNA Bound for Glory 2011 review. But before I get into the actual review in itself and explain what I liked and what I didn't like about Bound for Glory, I do have a shout out for you guys. In the way with this one, bringing in a good friend of mine and in the way of a rookie, if you will, and helping her getting introduced to YouTube. I already got introduced to Twitter, and with her Twitter and YouTube name, and that is CCDMF. Of course, she's not making any videos as of yet. Sometime, most likely, I want to say sometime this week, look for a video, and she knows her stuff, and hopefully, guys, you will check her out in the description box, and welcome her to YouTube. And she will be doing a video on The Undertaker, if I'm not mistaken, and talking about who should The Undertaker face. So, guys, at the end of the video, of course, go ahead and check her out. She doesn't have any videos yet, but she will be having some soon. I'm just helping her get introduced into YouTube and look for more videos in the future. Her Twitter is the same thing, so go follow her on Twitter and welcome her. And she will be doing some more videos in the future, so I'm just trying to help her out with that. So hopefully you guys can help me out with that and go over to her YouTube and Twitter and welcome her, and go ahead and talk to her too as well. She knows her stuff, so definitely go check out. She's a good friend of mine, so that's it when it comes to that little shout out that I promised. So just to get that out of the way too. And now getting into the overall review and for Bound for Glory, and I gotta say, it wasn't bad. I thought it was a good show overall. Some things I didn't really care for. Some things could have been done more differently, definitely, of course. But it is what it is, and we might get some more answers, if you will, going into Turning Point, which is the next pay-per-view after Bound for Glory. So overall, I did enjoy it, and there were some matches that I enjoyed nonetheless, and some matches, I thought could have been more differently. So that's it when it comes to that. But anyway, getting into the actual review in itself and where we did kick things off, we kicked things off in a good way. We got King taking out Mexican Americana for the Tag Team Championships, and this one was actually on Facebook for those of you who were wondering what a tag team matchup was. That one was free on Facebook, so it was a good way to kick things off there and get yourself into Bound for Glory. So this was a good tag team match. And with this one, I was looking for King to finally get their shot at the tag team championships, but actually that didn't really happen since Mexican Americana was able to get the win. But it was a good back and forth tag team matchup between these two, and both teams pulled off a good match. And we did see Lacey Von Eerie in this one, which is the new girl that's actually been with King. I learned who she was not too long ago. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with that, whether or not she's going to be wrestling with Sarita Rosita. So that's it when it comes to that. But it was a good way to kick things off there with the TNA Tag Team Championships. So the TNA Tag Team Champions end up retaining in Mexican Americana. Now we get into the first matchup of the night, if you will. With the actual pay-per-view in itself, we kick things off with the X Division Championship between Brian Kendrick and AA Austin Aries, and this one was a good way as well. Another great match between these two. And with this one, I was going with Austin Aries in this one. Did he win? I'll get into that in just a little bit and talk about briefly what we did get to see in this match. We see the arm drag here as well. We see the side headlock, and actually boost from Brian Kendrick in this one. The crowd really not into too much with Brian Kendrick. I was kind of surprised, so we did get to see that on a side note. Also, what else we got to see? We see the monkey flips too, as well in this one. We see the clothesline as well as the STO in this match, and as well as the elbow drop that Austin Aries does and looking to take out Brian Kendrick. And in the end, Austin Aries does indeed take out Brian Kendrick and retains the X Division Championship there. So it was a great way to open things with TNA Bound for Glory overall with the show. So that's it when it came to that. So Austin Aries is still the X Division Champion, and that's it when it comes to that one. Then we get into the Full-Metal Mayhem match between Jerry Lynn and RVD. I thought there was a good matchup between these two, and I enjoyed it. And in the way, it's kind of like a TLC matchup. We see the ladders and the chairs used, and as well the use into the fans a little bit, if you will. And we see the ball in this one as well. And we see the cross arm breaker as well that we usually see by Victor Del Rio in this match as well. We see, you know, the RVD kicks and as well as the pin, leg, the leg pin, if you will. We see the drop kick as well in this one. And like I mentioned, the ball to the outside by both of these guys. We see the use of a lot of good spots in this one. I really enjoyed this match too as well. And probably even one of the better matches that they had. So in the end, who ended up getting the win? Well, RVD ends up defeating Jarrett in this one and basically walking away the winner. So that's basically it when it came to that. So I don't know if this feud is going to continue or end it at Bound for Glory. So it made up for a good match, and I was into that one as well. Then we get into the triple threat match, which I really didn't care about too much. We had Samoa Joe taking on Crimson and Matt Morgan. Not a whole lot really happened in this one. Basically, Matt Morgan and Crimson looking to get the double team on Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe trying to come back and take both of them out. And with this one, to me, I think Samoa Joe really needed the win, since it's basically the WrestleMania for TNA. But unfortunately, once again, Samoa Joe losing, and his losing streak sadly continuing. So I was really looking for Samoa Joe to get the win, but you know, Samoa Joe still not getting the win, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I thought it would have been a good payoff for Samoa Joe, especially with Bound for Glory, but I'm not too sure what's going to happen next with Samoa Joe. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. I don't know if he's going to actually go to WWE or what have you, so only time will tell what's going to happen next of Samoa Joe. But anyway, Crimson, yes, does end up getting the win overall, and is still undefeated with that, so we might see a match with Samoa Joe and Crimson in a singles match, or Samoa Joe against Matt Morgan. Hopefully sometime, you know, Samoa Joe will get that win that he needs, but, you know, I think Bound for Glory would have been the right win for Samoa Joe, but it is what it is, and that didn't happen last night, so that's it when it came to that one. And then we get into the Falls Count Anywhere match. We had Bubba Ray against Mr. Anderson, and honestly, this one I didn't really care for it too much. And with this one, I was actually going behind Bubba Ray in this one, since, you know, he's not too far from New York City, and Bound for Glory was in Philadelphia last night. So basically, it was back and forth ball between these two. We see them go to the backstage. We see them go to the stage with a suplex by Bubba Ray there. We see the use of the tables, as well as the use as the barricade too, as well a couple of times. We saw some 6 spots with that, and I believe they went into the crowd a little bit as well. But in the end, Mr. Anderson does get the win here with the mic check through the table. He almost botched the ending there, which was actually really crazy. But Mr. Anderson was able to get the win still overall. So that's it when it came to that. So nothing really too bad to bitch and complain about with the winner of the match. So I don't really mind Mr. Anderson won. To me, I was looking more forward for Bubba Ray getting the win, but it is what it is. So, you know, nothing really too much to say about that. So that's it when it came to that. And then we get into the Fatal 4-Way, which was really treated as a tag team match, and I didn't really like how it's under tag team match rules. This one we have Mickie James, Velvet Sky, Madison, Rayne, and Winter all in this one, and we had the special guest referee in Karen Jarrett, which was in a way I guess kind of ironic, since Mickie James was a special guest referee a year ago since she came back. So now we got Karen Jarrett as a special guest referee, so I thought I'd just point that out too. But, you know, Karen actually doing not too bad of a job as special guest referee. Angelina, of course, was out there, and, you know, I was kind of worried that she was going to keep interfering like she's been doing as of late with her feud with winners, so I really didn't want to see that as well. But, you know, this one was okay. You know, this could have been a lot more better. Definitely not one of Mickie James' best match, but she did her best in trying to you know, come back on top, and she almost won, which I was kind of pissed off, basically, that Tracy Brooks was going to come back and, you know, help out, and she didn't come back fast enough. I really was hoping for Mickie to get the win here. Unfortunately, it wasn't her night, and there was actually Velvet Sky who got the win here and winning the Knockouts Championship for the first time in her career, so I want to give some props to Velvet Sky there and winning the first her first Knockouts Championship. So, you know, I will give her credit, and hopefully we'll see a good run out of Velvet Sky. And, you know, unfortunately it wasn't Mickey's night, sadly, but, you know, it is what it is. And you know, the match could have been a lot more better, but Velvet Sky is your winner, and you Knockouts champion. And then we got into what I thought was a good match too, what I was looking forward for. We got the I Quit match between AJ Styles and as well Christopher Daniels. And AJ Styles coming out to really cool new theme music, kind of like a remix, if you will. So I really enjoyed that in the beginning. And with this one, this is, a good back and forth match. A lot of people didn't really like it. I was actually surprised about that, but to me, I thought it was a good match, and I thought it had good storytelling in this one. And basically, what we did get to see a brawl between these two to see who will make each guy say "I quit." We see the use of a chair in this one. We see the use of tools as well. I believe it was a screwdriver at one point. Christopher Daniels was looking to really take it to AJ Styles and almost had him say "I quit." Same thing, vice versa with AJ Styles trying to make Christopher Daniels say "I quit." We see in the way finisher after finisher. We see the best moonsault ever by Christopher Daniels in this one. We see the Styles clash as well in this one. So it made up for a good back and forth matchup to me. But in the end, AJ Styles does get the win here and almost taking Christopher Daniels with the screwdriver and looking for payback in this one. So that's it when it came to that. So AJ Styles winning it there, and it looks like this feud isn't over just yet, and we might see another match going into Turning Point, which I really wouldn't mind. So that's it when it came to that one. So AJ Styles making Christopher Daniels say "I quit." Then we get into a little promo here with Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett, and really Jeff Jarrett saying, nobody wants Jeff Hardy here, and he wants him basically gone from TNA, and since you brought him into TNA, he can take him out, and then Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett really have a brawl there. So it looks like we might have a little match between Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett at the next pay-per-view. So which should be fine and should be a pretty good match. So that's it when it came to that. And Jeff Hardy actually as well coming out with as well another cool Neo theme coming out as well with that promo. So he didn't really say anything, just looking for payback to Jeff Jarrett. So it was a cool promo nonetheless with that. So that's it when it came to that. Then we get into Hulk Hogan against Sting, and with this one, I will say this: it wasn't that bad as I thought it would be. I wasn't really looking forward for it in the beginning, but with this one, Sting ended up making Hulk Hogan tap out. Then we had Immortal come out and looking to take out Sting. Sting wanting some help from Hulk Hogan, and then we get the help from Hogan and basically making a face turn, which I actually enjoyed, and seeing Eric Bischoff get his ass kicked, so that was enjoyable there. So it looks like Hulk Hogan is now our face, and basically teaming with Sting. So the match was okay to pretty good. It definitely ended up being a little bit more different. So nothing really too much bad to say about that. But Sting does get the defeat over Hogan, and Hogan basically now the face and helping out Sting after the post-match beatdown. So that's it when it came to that. And then we get into finally the World Heavyweight Championship match, the main event, Kurt Angle against Bobby Roode. This one, of course, I was definitely behind Bobby Roode in this one. Really thought it was Bobby Roode's time to be World Heavyweight Champion, since he is the veteran, and had a good run going with the Bound for Glory series. And with this one, did he exactly get the win? I'll explain that in just a little bit, running things down a little briefly what we did get to see here. Of course, it was a good back and forth matchup, and a good match to say the least. And what we did get to see here, we see the crossface by Bobby Roode in this one. We see the German suplex by Kurt Angle, and as well the Angle Slam, I believe 2 or 3 times in this one, trying to take out Bobby Roode. And really, we see the reverse of the submission holds by both of these guys. And we see the triple German suplexes as well. We see, I believe, a crazy spot from the top rope where Kurt Angle looks like almost kind of like broke his neck. So that was a crazy spot there in itself. But as we got towards the end, Kurt Angle, yes, sadly, does get the win in this one, and in a way, a controversial win, where Robert Roode had, I believe his leg was under the rope, but the referee didn't see it. So unfortunately, it wasn't Bobby Roode's night. I thought he was going to get the win there, so we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with that. Maybe, hopefully, at Turning Point, Bobby Roode will eventually get the win for the World Heavyweight Championship for the first time. But that's it when it came to that. So it was a good main event, but the wrong person won, so, you know, I wasn't really happy and kind of pissed off on how that happened, but it is what it is. And that's basically it with all the matches and what I liked and what I didn't like about Bound for Glory. Let me know what are your thoughts on Bound for Glory, what you liked, what you didn't like as well. And definitely go check out my rookie that I left in the description box for you guys to check out. And hopefully you guys will give her a chance. And that about does it for my Bound for Glory review. And once again, before I even go, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming on in for the Bound for Glory preview show. And of course, it made up for one hell of a show. We actually got a lot talked about, and a lot of people came in. So hopefully, you guys can come back for the Vengeance preview show, which will be happening at 2:15. That's right, 2:15, a little bit earlier than normal. So hopefully, you guys will be able to spread the word and join us once again for the Vengeance preview show this Sunday, 2:15. And that about does it for this video for you guys for this week and for today. And I will be back tomorrow for my Monday Night Raw review, and as always, I will talk to you guys later on. Peace.